Hey YouTube, Mochismo Eugene, another video from Exit Strategy. The title of this video is Never Measure Physical Success as a Factor for Dating. Never measure physical success as a factor for dating someone. And I'll tell you what motivated me to do another video for today. I was passing by the car lot and got thinking about some of the biggest, severely disordered narcissists on the planet, I think. Maybe you guys can think of other capacities where you have some of these severely disordered individuals. And that is car salesmen. Anyways, a car salesman listening to this video, it's nothing personal. Again, like I always say, there's no apologies here for what I'm saying and how I'm saying it. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Yep, car salesmen, they're some of the biggest narcissists that you'll find on the planet called Earth. And the ego is, the stench is so bad. You walk into a car lot, they look like they want to stick you up with a gun and make you buy a car. The pressure, not so much even the verbal pressure, the pressure of their presence. Their presence is an overwhelming amount of pressure. And be it that they're narcissists, they're trying to garner the supply. They've been pecking on their phone, pretending to be busy on their computer all day long. Say that they haven't had a sale in, say, 20 minutes. That's like 10 hours of torture for them, because they need a physical body oftentimes to garner that supply. They need somebody to prop their ego. They need to appear like they're intelligent. They need to give their spiel, their salesman spiel. Hey, how are you doing? I have this car, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. So this is torture. This is a torture chamber. This is like a noose around a narcissist's neck when they are in a capacity where they are helping the public or they're salesmen. They are so high off of your supply, and when there's an absence of human interaction, that brings them down off their high. And again, someone has said, you're the heroin and the narcissist is the addict. So look at it like that, from that perspective. Even if you've never done heroin, look at drug addicts. The moment they come down off of that high, they need not so much to get high again. They're continually trying to reach that peak again, and they need it instantaneously, so they believe. And so they panic. It's almost like their safety net has been snatched from up under them. It's the best way I could probably describe it. Because they're up here, and all of a sudden they're start weaning out, or they're starting to come off of that high. They're panicking. At that instant, they're coming back to reality, and the delusion is wearing off, and now boom, I gotta get more of that. That's the best way to describe a narcissist who's severely disordered. So don't measure your worth or your success in a relationship by what what that partner you're seeking to have has. I'll give you a rule of thumb for me. I am so practical in my approach in life. I would love to meet a woman that is equally as practical, but has the intelligence in conversation to talk about a little bit of everything in a very sound way without it coming off like it's about them. Just a willingness to share themselves and what they possess inside of themselves in a very, very beautiful way. I want that type of person in my life. I'm seeking to be that kind of person. I've always aspired to be that kind of person. But I think in times past, before I awakened to the matrix and the unhealed wounds of people pleasing, my approach was overzealous. But I know in the depths of my heart, God has designed me as a human being to be that type of person in which I'm seeking in my life. You have to bring that kind of person to the table if that's the person you desire. If this is the kind of person you're desiring, somebody on a status quo, that must mean you're on a status quo. The people I believe, pursue are a reflection of who we are. Now, being that we pursue narcissists, and we know now that we think we picked the narcissist, ultimately the narcissist picked you. They give you an illusion that you happened upon them. Oh, they could have been stalking you in the store hours before you happened upon them. They cross your path just so you so they can appeal to you. But that being said, before we awakened, we were pursuing what we were or what we believed we possessed, but it was an illusion. It was an illusion of those sound, wholesome things that I just pointed out. So now we're awakened. Even if that's what you desire now, someone, not so much of a status quo, but someone who's successful, someone who has financial stability in a healthy way, that's nothing not to desire. Those are things that, a lot of us would desire, because stability is what we look for in a partner. Somebody who's financially stable, and to a point where they're not just like barely making it in life financially. But I'm going to give you a real fun fact, like ice cold water over your head. In this day and time in 2023 going into 2024, look at the people who have an abundance of financial stability. I mean, let's say have money on tap. Look at a lot of them. Look at how they exercise their financial wealth on the outside. Look at that particular model. And if you're desiring and pursuing that type of person, really introspect and say, man, is that person walking too fast with me in my life, mentally or intellectually speaking? Sometimes you can want to be with somebody who's actually walking too fast. They're walking faster than you desire to walk. And I'm using that as a metaphor. Sometimes it's better to just take a stroll through life. You enjoy the sights better. You can smell the roses, if you will. And I don't believe this is lowering your standards and lowering your the things in which you're pursuing. I hope my point is getting across, because when we desire somebody of the things that I just pointed out in a healthy way, those are the things that are okay to desire. But if that's not a reflection of who you are as a person yourself, that's not going to be an equally yoked relationship or union or marriage. So I just believe somebody who's sound, wholesome, practical, and deliberate in their lifestyle. And on the end of that happens to have some financial stability to top it off, that should be the last thing. That should be the icing on the cake. Because if you're already financially stable, and you may not so much so be, but you are doing what you can with what you have, and you're doing pretty damn good with it, don't overly desire something that you know in your heart that might have a rottenness in the center. Your eyes don't lie to you, but your heart can lead you astray if you don't use your spiritual eyes to discern. But don't measure a person's tangible, physical status quo as a determining factor for who you want in life. Bless.